It is Friday and we're live. Welcome everybody to the Friday Live brought to you by the Hood. This is our Friday show where we come on every Friday, talk with folks in the community, and do a little quick giveaway. My name is Jimmy. I got my brother Court. What's up, good brother?
What's really good, man? Everything good with you, man?
Man, just working like crazy, staying busy, staying out the way.
You watched that game last night?
Trying to do both. Listen, man. My running back scored 3 times, so I'm a little hype right now, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
You what's the name? The Lions running back?
Got him late, dog, because my running back's actually it's probably my weakest position in fantasy. And I know some of y'all like, yo, this boys come right on talking fantasy. It's all good though. Probably my weakest position in fantasy. So I have Tony Pollard and David Montgomery are my 2 running backs. That's not really a strong running back. So anytime you get 3 out of one of your running backs when wide receiver is really your strong position, I was lit last night, dog. So, because my wide receivers is, come on, man. I got Justin Jefferson and I got Devontae Adams. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they carry my team. But when they've been carrying my team, when I get that. Anyway, man. So, shout out to, Mr. Montgomery doing his thing for me this week, man. But with that being said, though, this is our Friday show where we come on and talk about what's going on in our life, see what's up with you guys, talk about anything that's interesting to us in the world of Black wealth, economics, personal finance, or just straight up debauchery, whatever we want to talk about. So our folks are coming in. Let's see who's here. We got Detroit in the building. Jamil, what up, though?
Yizzo.
How are you, Jamil? What's really good, man? Yo, man, I was speaking of that, though. I was watching the game last night, and I was looking at the Lions. They kept showing their GM. I didn't know Lions had a black GM. That's kind of dope. My man out here putting plays together. Got him competing now. Cole is in the building. What's up, LaJoya? How are you? We got the man, the myth, the legend. Vidon is officially in the building. I'm going to bring this up when more folks come in, but if you haven't checked out our most recent podcast, we were joined by Vidon, and the feedback on that has been amazing. And the funny thing about the feedback with Don's episode is I was just wanted to talk to Don about Vanguard and everything, but with people, the feedback that I'm getting, what people were most interested in is someone with a military background and how he was able to parlay the whole military experience into building wealth. So a lot of folks like that. Young legend GC is in the building. What's really good, GC? How are you, man? Appreciate you. Dr. Chastity is in the building. What's up, Chas?
What's going on, Doc?
Chas, I'll be in Memphis Sunday evening, and I'll be there from Monday through Wednesday. I'll be in Memphis. I know you're not in Memphis no more, but you still got to tell me where to get the grub from. Dan and Tay here. I mean, depending upon how Tony Pollard does Sunday, I might pull up on his parents' restaurant. I read that his parents got a restaurant in Memphis. You know what I mean? So, you look out for me, Tony Pollard. I'm gonna look out for the family.
Why not?
Yeah, that's how it is.
Black folks is black folks, man.
Adrian is in the building. Chad says she got me, man. Just let me know where to go. Like, I'm saying, I just want to know where to get the real stuff from. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, man. With that being said, though, man, how's everybody doing? Hope you guys have had an amazing week. Corey, done any trading this week?
No, I'm just gonna keep it a foul while.
Hey, man, listen. Sometimes that's how it is. I ain't done too much trading this week either. I made some purchases though. I bought some MGK, some VNQ. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. I've been running crazy with that though. Dan says, I'm gonna tell you why I bought some VNQ today too. I was buying some all week, but I bought some today for a specific reason. Derrick Henry has been a disappointment for my fantasy team. Tennessee is cheeks right now.
Yeah, they are.
You know what I'm saying? So, sorry to hear that.
The butt is the butt cheeks.
Yeah, they're cheeks right now. I mean, it's funny because there's so much parity in the NFL. Like, this is what the NFL wants, though. The NFL wants parity, and I think they really got it. Everybody watching, do me a favor, get them likes up. Hit the like, the love button, or whatever you want to do to show us some love as more people come in. But the NFL has a lot of parity. I was looking at the Steelers being in first place, which is crazy. Crazy part is Steelers, Ravens, and Browns all got the same record. And some people think the best team is the one with the worst record, which is the Bengals. But that's how much parity is in the league. A lot of parity. Eagles and Cowboys both look good. You know what I mean? There's a lot of parity in the NFL. But anyway, man. With that being said, though, Dan, it's a long season, man. So we'll see what happens long term. But getting back to this week's podcast, man. So our brother Don Johnson, the legend, was our guest on our most recent podcast. Make sure you go check this out. Leave us 5 stars on all the podcast platforms if you're listening on audio. Leave a comment, to show some love on YouTube if you can. It's also on our Facebook page. But the feedback has been awesome, Don. So Don, I want you to know people really feeling you out there. But I think Don, you might have a niche in this space, Don, because your experience in the military is one that people really, really gravitate towards. So that was interesting to me because I thought the fire, the Vanguard, but they're like, no, it's the they want to know, like, yo, my man went to the military and was able, So just letting you know, Don, you got a little niche right there. I don't know if it's a lot of military dudes talking about leveraging the military to create wealth, but a lot of people felt that talk that we had. So that was dope. Also, we got a video on our YouTube channel and our Facebook page that's been doing very well. And the comment section catches in there straight rumbling.
You talking about the one with Dr. Ball and
yes,
Reggie Middleton?
So I was on a panel last weekend at the Black Blockchain Summit at Howard University in DC. Shout out to everybody there. Had a chance to sit down, chop it up with. It's funny because I was talking to Bitcoin Zay. We had lunch, and I was like, it's funny because me and him have known each other for years at this point. We talk all the time, but it's online. It was the first time we actually met in real life. I was like, that's weird. It was, what I'm saying? It's weird now because you build these relationships with people online, and then you realize, like, I've never been in the same room. But anyway, so that was dope. I had dinner that evening with Reggie Middleton, so I got a chance to talk to him, and we talked about everything. But it was interesting because during the course of that day, in the hallway, there was like a big debate going on. So it was kind of Dr. Jared Ball, who's a professor of Africana Studies at Morgan State University. He was speaking to Reggie Middleton, the founder of DeFi, and as well as Lamar Wilson, who is the founder of the Black Bitcoin Billionaires, right? So they were having this debate. And I was like, oh, all right. So I'm sitting there, I interject my thoughts into the debate a little bit. I said, let me record some of this. So I recorded some of it. And people got very passionate in the comment section, specifically on our YouTube channel. It's on our Facebook page as well. And people have said things there too. But the YouTube channel is where folks is clapping at each other. That's right. So when you get a chance after this video or whatever, go back and check it out, you guys, and let me know what you think about it. But I thought it was an interesting debate in real time. It's funny because when I interjected myself, I was kind of like, I don't want to say on the side of Dr. Ball, but kind of like falling somewhere in the middle, but I was giving my perspective on why Dr. Ball thought what he thought, man. And it's just interesting how here's what I'll say about it, right? And me and Kamari have had this debate several times about the idea of capitalism in general. His argument is difficult to argue capitalism because he believes we've never seen true capitalism. I believe it's a point there. But I really believe, like, just through reading it and what have you, is we've been brainwashed. I don't even want to say brainwashed, core, about the tenets of capitalism. And because of that, it's hard for people to see that the flaws in capitalism as it is. But I thought it was just an interesting debate. So check it out.
I didn't fall on either side because I understand where Dr. Ball was coming from, because I believe 100% that wealth is created by the government.
That's kind of what he was saying, though. That is kind of what he was saying. But the point that they were making so it's kind of with two different conversations. One, people were talking about macro, and some people were talking about micro. And that's kind of where a lot of this falls. The debate about macro, because we can all point to somebody who's had a level of success within this system. We all I don't want to say we all, but a lot of us, we know people with multi-millions and who are successful that look like us. But when we talk about overall Black wealth, it's nasty work.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's truly disgusting when we talk about the masses. It's nasty. Like, look at the data. It's just nasty.
No, it's terrible.
And I'm gonna go over some data in a second too, just about what's going on in the world. Because even outside of our community, some people are feeling the pinch of what's happening in the economy. Others aren't. But the data just continues to come out, and none of the data looks good in terms of anything, in terms of house buying, products, the number of products being sold. I'm going to be very interested to see the numbers that come from this upcoming holiday season. That'll be very telling. One thing I know about our community, though, we find a way, though.
Man,
something may get paid, but we gonna make sure that that Christmas look right.
You wildin', but that's really how it go.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, but folks is out here feeling a pinch, and I know sometimes online I don't feel that way. But another thing which is interesting is watching the quote unquote influencers, how they like are pivoting, man. The business credit thing is so hilarious to me. Everybody pivoting that way. Not my fault. Business funding. Let me say it right, how they say it. The pivots are absolutely insane, but that's a sign of what's going on in the world. Anyway, with everybody watching, man, I don't want to be too doom and gloom about what's going on, man. Have you saw a change in people's behavior as it pertains to finance in your life or in your world? That's what I would like to know. Like, are people cutting back on things? Are you cutting back on things?
I'm cutting back on everything, dog. Like my finances is kind of tore up right now. I can't even lie, because I just moved across the country. You know what I mean? I'm settling in my new crib, so I'm, trying to get things fixed around here. Then me and my wife are supposed to be closing on a property at the end of the month. I got my son. I got smacked in the head with payments because they messed up his financial aid, because they gave him financial aid like he's 18, 19 years old. My son is 16. So I had to redo his whole financial package. But meanwhile, I got to pay until his new financial aid package come through. So I got mangled. I caught a straight bus, not even a straight bullet. I caught a straight bus. I mean? Like, catching that straight bus was nutty. So
yeah. But I'm interested to see, like, have you guys noticed in your own life people cutting back or just doing things different based upon what's going on in the world, right?
I'm gonna tell you how much I kept cut back. I haven't eaten ramen since I was in college, and I ate ramen this week.
Oh, you really on some you on your frugal woods, John.
Yeah, man.
It's interesting. I just hate going outside, yo. Outside, like I think Don said the other day, he said outside just costs too much.
Outside costs money.
Dog, between like just everything. And that's another point too, that government shutdown. So let me get to some more of these comments real quick. Yeah, Chaz, HU. Hey, Rochelle's in the building. What's good? How are you, sis? GC said, yeah, I ain't cutting back on no spending. I heard that GC said YOLO.
Yeah.
Don said everyone around him's freaking out about the government shutdown. That's another real thing.
No, that's real. That's real as real get.
But also, it's not even just government employees. That stuff tends to trickle down too. So we'll see. We'll see. I was looking at reading an article about people affected by it, and it was like TSA workers. I was like, don't tell me that as soon as I got to get on this damn plane. But
yeah, they government employees.
Yeah. So Chaz says, I feel you, Corey. I ain't got it. Nothing for nobody outside my house. Yeah, it's just mad expensive. So let me give you a little bit of context. Let's go over some data real fast, right? So I always like to find data points. So this is from the Kobasi letter. This is their account on I don't want to what's about to say Twitter, but it's really called X now, right? So they do a lot of analysis on like the economic data. Well, let's see what's trending right now. Jeezy is trending and Bo Naylor. Right, so, I don't know, but Jeezy's still trending. Anyway, the median mortgage payment right now is $2,900. The median rent price is $1,900. And again, this is national. Real estate is very a localized thing, but this is looking at some national numbers. It now costs $1,000 more per month to buy a house than the rent. Meanwhile, the average new car payment is now at about $750 a month. The average interest rate on a used car loan just hit a record, which is 14%. Remember, that's the average. All while credit card debt hit $1 trillion for the first time ever, with record interest rates of 25%. Basic necessities are becoming unaffordable for Americans. Second part of this says the housing market affordability has been hitting new lows almost daily for over a year. Simply waiting for conditions to improve may take years. So it's what are first time homebuyers doing these market conditions? So that's the thing, right? And I've heard people tell me this all the time, just working in real estate. I'm just waiting for the rate to change. I'm like, I don't know how long you're gonna be waiting, beloved. You know, no one could predict anything, right? But I don't know how long you're gonna be waiting, beloved. So that's just some interesting data right there, right? The median price to buy versus rent. Also, new car payments is like the average price is like $750. That's insanity. That's insanity. 14% for used car rates.
Damn.
So that's what some of these numbers look like out here. Closing on land and house. I'll be in the house. I heard that.
Yeah, Chaz ran the play with us. She closing on. Me and Chaz gonna be like next door neighbors, man.
All right, Chaz. Congratulations, Chaz. Congratulations. Let's see what else we got. Not spending bread on any extras outside of basics and courses. Meanwhile, those around me are taking trips and hitting the bar 3 to 5 times a week.
They on YOLO time.
Yeah, they trying. I don't know what's going on. I mean, you know. So we all understand the phrase. We have food at home. I rarely eat out anymore. I'm doing good financially, but a trip to Costco for beans and rice is happening. We got food in the house. I just heard like when I read that, I heard my mom's voice in my head.
I became my parents real quick.
Yeah, we got food in the house. The dealership been calling me for 2 years to trade my car in. It's only 3.5 years old. I'm keeping it. I only have to December 24th to pay it off. There you go. Having no car notes is kind of fire. Michelle says 2,800 square foot for $953K here.
That's not. I mean, that don't sound terrible.
I mean, it's relative.
2,800 square feet. Well, here that wouldn't cost you nothing like that.
All right, let's break that down on a price per square foot basis, right? So you're talking about
953,000.
You're talking about
28 into 953.
Yeah, 953. You're talking about $340 a square foot, and that's for improved parcel. So let's see. I'm gonna do an example of a deal I'm working on now. It's about that is less a little high. So I'm working on a deal now about 2,800 square feet. It's about 500. So that's about so I say it's a little less than 200. And you're talking about that's a little up there. I mean, all depends upon it's all relative.
He in Florida though.
But you get 2,800. But that's what's even crazier. So a lot of times people talk about when you go southern is like lower rates. That's higher than some deals like in the city. Michelle, what part of Florida are you in, if you don't mind me asking? So also, if you look at cost of construction, you could probably get a new construction built for under two. I say let's take 200 as a good number. So to construct something new, $200 a square foot. I mean, you're talking about 560, and he's talking about it selling for 953. That's expensive. I could build something new. For almost half that.
Yeah.
You give me the land, I could build something new for half that. And labor costs are probably, I don't know what labor costs are in Florida, but let me give an example of the difference between living in the Northeast and living somewhere else. And I'm going to get to that in a second as I go through these comments. What's up, Pascal? What's really, really good? My brother Kev is in the building. What's up, Kev? How are you? Yeah, Michelle's in Florida. I'm trying to figure out what part of Florida he's in. Let's see. Let's get this comment here. Closing on land in the next month. Busy menu planning and taking my lunches. Otherwise, I can drink and chill at home. I overbuy when prices are good, and I stack up on things for times like these. Pray for times like this. Yeah, outside costs way too much.
Yeah, though.
I see what Brianna said. So here we go. Boom. Rent jumping to 900 to 1080 for a 1-bedroom, 550 square feet in Knoxville. Talked them down from 1225. Crazy part is I got a notice the other day from PHA that their rental rates are going up. They're trying to keep up with the market. So I'm gonna show you something in a second. Corey's gonna piss you off. He's in West Palm Beach, right?
I mean Palm Beach.
Yeah.
You talking about a premium area.
Yeah. So I mean, that's still that. Here's the thing, right? I was looking at Giant Stadium a couple weeks ago when Aaron Rodgers got hurt, and they put up this thing about all the people that got hurt in Giant Stadium. That John got like more bodies than like Pinky, right? So
Yo, that reference crazy, dog.
my fault. I could have.
That
All right, maybe Cherokee then. But anyway, listen, it doesn't matter. That John got a lot of bodies. That John has injured a lot of players. Let's put it that way, right? And we all know that the crown jewel, when we talk about stadiums in the NFL, like what's the stadium they talk about the most now since it's been built over the last like decade or so?
Dallas.
Exactly. Did you know that the Jets and Giants Stadium costs way more than Dallas Stadium?
Oh yeah, that joint costs like almost $2 billion.
Yo, but it doesn't look anything like it.
Yeah, that
Like
joint
Dallas
costs like
Stadium is
$2 billion.
superior. Yo, I was when I saw that, I didn't realize that until to the Aaron Rodgers injury. And I'm reading about it, and I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah,
Right?
because like
Do you know
the
why it's
Giants,
possible, bro?
the one in LA cost the most, the new Ram Stadium, and then the Giants Stadium is the one that cost the second one.
Yeah, but the Ram Stadium is beautiful. But do you know why? That joint costs so much?
Construction costs in the Northeast.
Labor. The labor
Yep.
is so much higher in the Northeast that that's the product that they got to roll out there with. And I'm sitting there like, that is insanity. But sometimes we sit and wonder, like, a lot of us up in the Northeast, Philadelphia, New York, Boston, we always like go online and we look up stuff in like the South and be like, wow. Because listen, man, you get it's crazy. Y'all know. Y'all know. I'm trying to find this thing I want to show you real fast, Core. I'm looking for the email they sent me. With the let me see. With the new rates at PHA. For those who know what PHA is, the Philadelphia Housing
Housing.
Authority, who runs the people
Section
call it
8.
Section 8, but
They
it's the
run Section
Housing
8.
Choice Voucher Program.
Yeah,
Yeah,
housing
I see
choice
what some of
voucher.
the comments say about find this. The rates here with good credit in the 740 and above range is banks 7.5 to 9% with other banks. Yeah, it's hard for me to want to build at those rates. It just is. I get it though. A couple years ago, I was getting like 4 or 5% rates on secondary and investment properties. Vegas prices are crazy right now. So, Kev, when I was out Vegas not too long ago, I sat in on a speech that was given by the person that runs their assessment office, and she was talking about like it was her and the planner, like the city planner, but they were talking about all the things that are happening. Like Vegas is going through a major rebrand. Like they don't even want to be known as like Sin City anymore. They're going through a major rebrand. They want to be known as a family town, but they have so much going on with like with the Raiders being there.
They
They
got the
talking about
hockey
the
team.
MLS team, hockey team. They got so much going on, but they were talking about the effect of real estate prices because of that. And you're right; those numbers were like out of control, and those are all external influences that tend to increase the value. Side note: if you're in the MDC and you watch the real estate valuation class, we go over all that. Um, but yeah, so all across the country. Let me find this thing. PHA housing voucher payment standards. Let me find the payment standards. I'm gonna find this for you, Core, because I want to show you what it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you. I know that I have it in my drive, the old ones. Show you the old one first, so you can see where the rents are going up. All right, let's see what Michelle is saying right here. I need to snatch an auction or tax license. I can say tax. Oh yeah, tax lien. So be careful with that too, though.
Yeah,
Over the
man.
last several
It's stuff
years,
that's
I've been
not
like
right.
following data with tax liens, and folks being the tax lien sale paying market price for stuff, and a lot of times it's
Not
because it's so
me.
competitive now.
And
The best way to
and
find real estate, I don't care what market you're in, is to drive for dollars. What you
yeah,
say, Corey?
but I tell you this. Well, they don't understand that there's more than one level of tax sale also. People be buying from the wrong level of tax sale.
Yeah,
It's more than one different level.
but
Every
just be
county
careful. Is
has
all I'm saying.
no, I'm just saying every county has multiple levels of tax sales. And so, you know, people be buying from the wrong levels of tax sales. That's all I'm gonna say. And
Okay.
it's more than tax sales. It's estate sales. There's all kinds of stuff where you can catch a sale. Like I said, I bought 4 houses in the last
Yeah, I
5
mean,
years.
this is true. Just
Go ahead, Jim.
no, go
Hello?
ahead. Finish what you're saying. Finish what you're saying.
No, I was saying
Can you
I
hear
bought
me?
a lot. Yeah, I can hear you. I bought 4 houses in the last few years, and I didn't pay near market price for any of them. Just as a note, I'm just gonna leave it at that. But anyway, go ahead, Jim.
So
Back
what you're
to
saying is,
PHA.
well, so Michelle wants to know, can you put that in the MDC? What you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean that's a
And
Google
Kev wants
search.
to know, is there any nurses?
Man, I'm about to be a nurse. It's a nurse chick that I know. She make like $3,000 a week. I don't know what the hell she doing, but she make a grip. She
All
do.
right, so let me show you this real quick, Corey, because I got it here. I got it here, bro. So now let me share it. I'm gonna share this with everybody. So if you're in Philadelphia, excuse me, you'll be able to see what I'm getting ready to show you is the new housing standards. But I want to pull the old one up first. And maybe that's why the stream was messing up a little bit because I'm opening up a couple things. But I want to share this with y'all so y'all can see. I'm gonna give you just a quick example of how over time, things tend to change. All right, real quick. Let me see. Hold on 1 second, Core. Shumble was so slow. That's why. PHA site is slow. But I gotta show you this. So, Core, I know you had cribs in that your family had, right?
Yep.
What zip code were they in?
19132.
All right, so let's use that as an example, right? We are going to use 19132 as an example. So let's do this. What I'm going to show you first is what it was before. Actually, it's still that way until October 1st. I'm going to show you what the rents look like before October 1st. All right.
So till Monday.
So here's the matrix. Tell me when the matrix pops up.
Yep, it's up there.
All right. So now what you do is you look at the various groups. So the groups are the zip codes within the city. Certain groups have certain payments. If you could find something in group 4, those are the most valuable properties because a lot of that's like Center City, like 19106 is Center City. Those are the better zip codes. Anyway, here's so 19132, which is in
Group
group 1, right? So that's this color blue. So let's see. You look at a three bedroom property, 1220. So that's the kind of rent that you could have been getting kicked out of those properties, Core, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna stick to just this one. There's a whole lot of stuff on here, a whole lot to go through. I would say 90% of my properties are in 19132, my rental properties. I do have some in 2044, 28, but 32 is where we get busy at. But if you look at it, 1221, I want you to remember this 1221, all right?
Yep.
Now, everything changes because everything costs more. Let me show you what the new number looks like. Hold up. What the new number looks like as of October 1st, 2023.
So it's as of Monday.
Yes, it's as of Monday. All right, here we go. Tell me when it pops up.
We still. Yep.
All right.
Did that say 1788?
Yes, sir. So think about it this way. Every month, you get a $500 raise. Do the math. 12 months a year. That's about 6 G's you add on to your bottom line. So now
Wow.
let's just say you own 10 properties. What's
You should
that?
pay 60 racks.
Boom.
Whoa, whoa,
Boom.
whoa. But that money got to come from somewhere.
The government. This is a government. When you rent this way, you are in partnership with the government. You're
So they
providing
just
housing.
basically giving everybody a $6 grand raise? Or
I'm just
more?
using that one example. There's all kinds of crazy examples
I'm
on
just
here,
saying, Jesus Louises.
yeah. So, you know,
Why do they getting all this money if they shutting down?
So here's what they say. People get upset. They be like, "Man, that's unfair. The rich get richer." Listen, these assets. This is what happens, right? There are people I know who've been renting as landlords who've been renting like this since the 80s.
Yep.
Right. So their properties are paid off. They're just getting raises and raises and raises. So anyway, just gonna start that there. I just wanted to share that with you real quick, Cord, because I know you had like a couple on the block at 1913
A couple. We own 6 properties on one block.
Yeah, y'all could have been pumping out bread like the Carter. Anyway, I just want to share that with you. When I saw that, I was like, okay, we getting busy now.
Damn, yo, well, that's gangster.
Crazy how East Coast zip code start with 1. Funny thing is, Kev, I didn't even realize that till you just wrote it. Like, I mean, I knew that all our zip codes, but I just assumed I didn't realize that was a
thing,
East Coast thing. Yeah, I mean, because I don't know who
my zip code is start with a 7.
Where you at now?
Yeah.
See, I don't know anybody else's zip code. You know what I mean? I know area code just because people put them in their rap songs, but other than that, I don't know nobody's zip code. So I wanted to share that with you guys for my real estate folks in here, just to see how you can get a raise for doing nothing but existing. Last thing I want to talk about real quick though, Corey, is I was telling you how I bought some VNQ today. For those who don't know what VNQ is, all right, let me share that too. Let me just stop.
Yeah.
Explaining what I'm talking
about. We ain't hide nothing.
Yeah. So over the last,
go to the top 10 holdings of VNQ.
Yeah, over the last I would say month, 2 months, I've probably bought about 100 shares of VNQ. So just exposing my personal stuff. I've been making a transition out of a lot of physical to a lot of paper. So Kev said his zip is 89149. Yeah, that sounds crazy to me. Not starting with a 1 sounds crazy to me because all I know is starting with a 1. All right, so I'll share with this. Let me share one of my favorite investments. All right, and then I'm gonna get to your question in a second. Matter of fact, let me pull up the next question before I show the VNQ. All right, where is the additional 500 coming from those neighborhoods? The math isn't adding up to what people can afford. That's a great question.
The people are not paying it.
Yeah, so a lot of them aren't paying it because that comes from the government in the form of Section 8. Now, sometimes they do ask people to contribute to their rent. It all depends upon. So that calculation hasn't changed. It all depends upon whether they're working, not working. Funny thing is, a lot of my tenants are employed and do pay a portion of their income, but I have a couple that don't pay anything at all. Their entire rent is paid through PHA. So that increase is just going to come in. And the government got funding to increase these payments. Part of the reason is because they're trying to keep up with the market. The rental market is very expensive now. And what happens when they don't keep up with the market is they don't get units. And that becomes a problem too, because so many, the list of people with vouchers in Philadelphia is a couple years long. Literally, it's a couple years long of people looking for housing. So mom and pop landlords are the ones that are providing this housing. And there's a lot of problems with affordability and rent. And there are a lot of programs that people are working on from a policy standpoint, but this is going to have to be addressed somehow. A lot of apartments are coming up in Philadelphia, so people are starting to tend to build higher, as opposed to those like wide lots and a lot of the things we've seen in the past. People are building higher because we just need places for people to live. Like, that's a real issue here in the city. So that's one of their ways of doing so, is increasing the rents to keep up with the market. But that's a great question, though. But let me get into I'm glad you asked that question. Why the transition from physical to paper? Won't you give up tax benefits and lose some ROI? Right? Great question, Jamil. A little, right? So you lose a little bit of ROI. But what I do gain is less stress, right? One of the things that I've been thinking about as I get older is how much stress do I actually want to deal with? Anybody online that tells you real estate is passive is a damn liar. There's no such thing. Even having a property manager, there's still things you have to do. And I'm trying to get away from that. So, in terms of the tax benefits, yes and no. If you know how to structure things correctly from a tax standpoint, especially if you have a small business, you can do things such as a self-directed Roth 401k, where I can still get certain tax benefits. Now, it's not a one-to-one equivalent of owning physical, but it allows me to stack assets in a different way, get some tax benefits, and not have to deal with people. I want to get to the point eventually where I don't have to deal with people. Like, so I'm putting one of my variables in my equation, right? So people like to compare assets, but no one ever adds stress into that. And you know, I don't like to deal with people. Let's just keep it a buck.
Yeah, man.
Let's just keep it a buck. So passive. That's what we're talking about. Actually, we're talking about the transition from physical to REITs, right? That's actually what we were talking about. He was asking, the question he was asking is, why am I moving a lot of stuff into REITs? So I've sold stuff, taken a lump sum, and literally dumped it into REITs. But I was sharing over the last month, I've purchased about 100 shares of VNQ. But let me share what VNQ is and why I've been doing so. It's probably one of my favorite investments, which is the Vanguard Real Estate ETF, right? I'm a huge fan of Vanguard. We were actually talking about this on the most recent episode of the Buy the Hood podcast with Don, why I think Vanguard is the superior company when it comes to ETFs and index funds. And I know a lot of people say, well, Schwab and Fidelity have 0%, but if you understand how they get to 0%, it's not the same as Vanguard. Again, if you want to get the full breakdown, watch the episode, but I'll make it very quick. Vanguard is owned by the actual people that own the funds within Vanguard. So the way they operate is completely different. But anyway, VNQ is an ETF, is a real estate ETF. Now, one of the things that people get confused about VNQ is they say it's a REIT ETF. It's not a REIT ETF. It's a real estate ETF, which is a little different. It has a lot of REITs, but it has other things that are specific to the real estate sector. So I'm going to slow that down real fast.
Slow it down.
The pastor ratchet, the deacon. My fault. A little conceited bar right there. But no, if you understand the difference between a REIT and a real estate company, right? So it has real estate companies. Majority of them are REITs, but all of them aren't REITs. So let me go over some of the top holdings in here. So right now it's $75 a share, which is down a lot. A couple months ago, like 52-week high was 93. I remember like during the demic, we was in the, we was cooking up in the bean and some change. It has a total number of 161 companies within VNQ, right? The median market cap of those companies is 24.3 billion. And there's a lot of other data that you can get here if you want to break those down. I don't want to be on here too long. So, like I said, most of these things are REITs. So you have data center REITs, diversified real estate activity REITs. Well, diversified real estate activities, not REITs. Diversified REITs, healthcare REIT, hotel, industrial. But as you can see, some of these things just aren't REITs, like real estate operating companies, real estate services. And this is what I mean by not just being an ETF of REITs, but being a real estate ETF. So this has been one of my favorite, if probably outside of VU, which is probably my number one favorite. This is probably number two. I only own a couple individual companies and a couple ETFs, and this is one of my biggest holdings. But shout out to Passer, because this is his company at the top of this. But Prologis is one of the biggest companies in the fund. American Tower, Equinox Public Storage, right? Crown Castle, Welltower, everybody's favorite company online. Realty Income, so Realty Income is a huge part of this. One of my favorite companies, Digital Realty Trust. And by the way, anything I say here is not investment advice. This is just for educational, informational purposes, only just showing you guys what's in VNQ. Simon Property Group, a lot of people like that. Those are the top 10 holdings within this specific fund. So back to your question, Jamil, if you have a fund like this that pays a strong dividend, is backed up by some solid companies, it doesn't give you some of the tax benefits as the physical. But as I get older and as I progress more, I'm just making a big transition into moving into more.
Yeah, like people are difficult. You know what I mean? Like there's a level of difficulty in dealing with people that you don't get when you deal with paper products.
Well, it's more than just people, right? So I'll break it down though. I'll break it down what I mean by that, because that does sound crazy.
You're talking. Well, I mean, but it is what it is, right?
I invest heavily because I'm lazy, right? What's good, Dre? What's good, Dre? I'll explain to you what I mean by that, Dre, in a second, because that does sound a little crazy. I say, you gotta deal with people, right? And yes, you can set it up tax advantage, and yes, you can leverage if you choose, just like the real property. Yes, you can. Those are true. What up, Corey?
Yeah.
I get it as far as getting older. Heard some stories of cats owning multiple doors and the wife and children dumped them because they either didn't know how to manage it. That's also true too. Like when it comes down to passing from from one generation to the next, is a little more complicated when you, even if you set up the trust and do all that, it's still a little bit more complicated. So to Andre's point, I often cringe when I hear people say I don't like dealing with people. Bro, come on. Here's what I mean by that. It's bigger than people. It's people and systems, right? So as someone who invests in the city of Philadelphia over the last 5 to 10 years, even navigating being a landlord is more difficult. So it's not just the people complaining about their faucets or needing this repaired or that repaired. You're dealing with government systems that now makes it so we have to have certain tests that weren't required before, certain taxes and certain documents that weren't required before. And a lot of it is just a way to grab some money when they tell you it's to protect the people, but no, it's not.
None of it.
So I'm dealing with not just people, but systems. And some of those people aren't necessarily quote unquote the tenants. It's the politicians. Those are people too you got to deal with. The idea of real estate and politics is it's just tied together. And that's something that, so when you do the REIT, you're just basically taking a couple steps back. Those things still have to be dealt with, but somebody else is dealing with them.
Yep.
When you think about else's problem. When you think about a REIT, those are some of the top folks in that profession who are dealing with those. So then it becomes, would I rather have a small piece of something that's completely passive or a bigger piece of something that I have to actively do something? And that's the question too, Jamil. But that's what I meant by that, Andre. It's not that I, hate people, right? I mean, might be a little bit of that. Let me take that back. It might be a little bit. Might be a little bit of that. But it's also systems too, though. It's also systems, right? So I'm looking to bring listen. Stress is a variable that I never see. I never see people talk about it as it pertains to their career, as it pertains to their business. I ain't about that stress life, man. I'm trying to live a low stress life. That's just a personal thing. And me and Corey often talk about lifestyle design. So as I look at my life moving forward, I'm trying to just figure out what works best for me. So that's what it's about, though. You know what I'm saying? So Lynette says, people and their problems are highly overrated. Man, listen.
Listen, man. Jay, 99 problems, man. 99 problems, man.
I don't want no problem. I want to minimize my amount of problems, and I just
maximize my day. Like I'm at the point, I'm at an age where I'm trying to maximize the days where I deal with other people's BS. Like I want to do the things that make me happy more often. You know what I mean? Like that's what I call minimizing stress. You know what I mean? Like not that I can't do those other things sporadically, but I don't want to be dealing with that every day.
So I've had a project that we were getting ready to break ground on. And it was going to be, we were going to build an apartment complex. And even the strategy with that is now changing, where we're going to build multiple single family homes to sell off. So even from the development side, I'm no longer trying to build to hold. I want to build to sell, right? Take the lump sum, move some into other projects, and then, buy the REITs. So pretty much REITs are pretty much the best property managers to hire as you get older, plug and play. So I wouldn't necessarily call it a property manager because that's a little bit different, right? So you're buying companies that are in the real estate business. Within those companies, yes, you will have property managers, but it's not necessarily just buying a property manager. You're buying actual companies. And, those companies have their own systems and infrastructure built up, but you're owning the actual company.
And what you're doing with buying the the V&Q is you're buying multiple of those companies. You're not
You're buying a bucket of them.
Yeah, you're not
Now
buying.
there's a give and take, right? So you are giving away some of the things that you mentioned, Jamil. That is no doubt about it. I still believe real estate is the greatest asset. Land is where all the value is created. But even in saying that, there's more than one way to own land. We only like really are taught or talk about the one way to own land. One of the things I realized in talking to people that are wiser and older than me that have been in the business like as longer than I've been alive, when they get to certain levels, they don't want to deal with physical real estate, right?
Yeah, they trying to get away from it.
They move the paper. If you look at a guy like Samuel Zell, who recently passed, who was the biggest, he was the wealthiest person in real estate. He had moved away from physical so long ago because he was one of the people that helped to create the REIT. If you read his story and his history, but one of the reasons is because one of the things about leveraging in the stock market, right, is when you buy a stock, you're buying a part of a company, and sometimes people forget that. But in buying part of a company, everybody that works there, if you own a share of Apple, everybody that works there works for you. The people at the registers, the CEO, obviously it's a small piece if you own one share, but it's almost like that video that JL Collins makes when he says, I buy VTI because then if I buy VTI, everybody in the world works for me. So VTI is the total stock market index. And basically he said, well, I buy VTI, every day people get up and go to work for me. And it's it's context to that. But
it's truth to it, but it's like this context to it.
Because again, it's a small fraction. But so if I can do that with real estate and also I'm lazy, dog. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Like some people like to lie. I ain't a part of hustle culture, man. Let's put it that way. I ain't trying to, get up and get out and do this. I mean, I ain't a part of hustle culture. I'm the lazy boy, and it's okay. Mark, what's really good, Mark? How are you? Ask Mark about landlording in the city. Mark got some war stories. Mark, I know you got some war stories about being a landlord, having to work with the county and to get your stuff correct, and also dealing with tenants. And that's the thing. I was in a conversation with a bunch of folks, a bunch of black finance folks from FinCon. Shout out to FinCon. FinCon is coming up in October, so I'll be in New Orleans. I'll be in New Orleans for FinCon. And the conversation they were having is, how come nobody online ever talks about the nightmares of being in real estate? You go on all these pages and people are like, I got 50 doors and I'm making X amount per month. No one talks about dealing with bad tenants, and it's not possible not to. Mark said he's dealing with one right now. Yeah. I got one right now too. And the crazy part is, I got one where it's being paid by the government. So she don't pay anything, but she's responsible for the water bill, and sister's not paying the water bill. And I ain't paying it either. So I told her, look, send her, I talked to the property manager. Send her that paper, dog. We're gonna have to make something happen, because here's the problem though. She don't want to lose her voucher. Ooh, Mark said he's $2,000 in a hole right now dealing with a situation.
Yikes.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that, bro. Anyway, man, let's see what this other comment says. Would you consider doing a tax deed lien class? How would you compare flipping deeds versus liens versus REITs? There's a perception that the interest on the deed liens is easy interest or easy entry to ownership. Great question. They're lying. It's not easy, right?
No, it's not. It's nothing easy.
Not impossible. It's not an easy thing.
No, it's not easy because every county has their own rules about how they do tax liens and deeds and all of that kind of stuff. So it's not even by state, it's by county. So you have to know, you have to go on the county website and figure out county by county. So like I lived in Pennsylvania. It's like 120 counties in Pennsylvania. So I had to go county by county and figure out which counties were compatible with my style of investing. So every single county has their own way of moving off of properties that are either behind in taxes or those type of things. Like, for example, my dad, lives just outside Birmingham, and he was grabbing up these tax lien properties, but they have a rule there in the county that he was buying with that you got to get a person 3 years to come back and get the property. So basically, because my dad had disposable income, he was able to let the money sit. But he said he lost about 8 properties within like 6 months of him getting the property because the person came back for it. So it all depends on what county you living in and all of that kind of stuff. It's county by county. I can give a class, but no class is going to be able to cover that amount of, county
So
by.
so you could talk about general information, but specifics is difficult because you go state, and then every state got multiple counties. So then it gets real estate is very localized, right? That's why sometimes I look at like national data. I will look at national data to see what the national data looks like. But then if you start to drill down and look at data from specific counties and even specific states and regions, it tells like completely different stories. But great questions though, Jamil. Definitely appreciate your comments. Oh, Mark said, by the way, 2K in the hole and counting. So the tab's still going up.
Damn. Yeah, that's gangster.
Yeah, tab's still going up. That's that business owner convo. Not for everyone. Nothing wrong with working a high-paying job and investing. Nothing at all, right?
Nothing at all.
Lifestyle design, dog.
Yeah.
And even with that, right? What I find funny is I look at people that talk down on people that have high income jobs, and I'm like, well, you do realize a lot of these people that this
more than you.
This sycophant culture. They're employees, right? So if I look at Jamie Dimon, who's the CEO of JP Morgan Chase,
he's an employee.
He gets a paycheck, right? So I laugh at that because everybody's working for somebody. Even if you own your own business, you're working for your customers, right? You have to answer to somebody. There's no such thing as just like I might have to answer to somebody. You have consumers, you have employees, you got to work for them. Like, so you got to figure out what works best for you and do that. For some people, they can't have a job for other reasons. For others, they need to have a job because that structure, it helps them achieve things.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's one of the conversations that Don was talking about on our most recent podcast. And we talked about the Black community and the FIRE movement, is his opinion about a lot of times online, and not to give away too much of the pod, but he mentioned a lot of times online, people are talking about these specific things that fit for such a small percentage of the population, when most of us, that stuff doesn't apply to, whether it's products, lifestyle. So, we got to get real. Anyway, though, great point, though, Michelle. So, yeah, man, that's what I got, man. I've been buying VNQ. I bought it over the last month, about 100 shares of VNQ as I make that transition. Trying to do this try and get a backdoor Roth at the end of this year. So working on that. And which will probably still be VU, VNQ, and my other one, MGK. You know what I'm saying? Going crazy with that. So those are my big three. I know Don got his VTI, and what's his other one? VYM.
VYM and VGT.
So Don, if you're still there, Don, I know your big three are VTI, VYM, and what's his other one, Corey? VGT. My big three are VOO, MGK, and VNQ. That's my big three. So just putting it out there, man. With that being said, though, we definitely going to do a giveaway in a second. Let's see. Logging in late, but wanted to say great interview with V-Don. See, there we go. Right? I told you, Don, the feedback has been awesome, man. Don it killed it. For those that haven't listened, it's on our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, and all podcast platforms. It's called Fire for the Black Community with Don. But the feedback has been awesome, man. Sam, appreciate that. Definitely appreciate that. All right, y'all. Corey, you got anything you want to say before we start to do our giveaway?
No, man.
I got one more thing. If you're in the local area tomorrow, I'm on a panel tomorrow in Wilmington, Delaware. If you guys are anywhere in Delaware or Philadelphia area, let me pull this up real quick so I can show y'all. I'm on a panel tomorrow talking ish, what I do. It's for men. It's a men's event, right? It's called My Brother's Keeper. And it's a couple other folks on a panel as well. It's from 12 to 4. Let me see. Let me share. So it's from 12 to 4. Yeah, 12 to 4 tomorrow. 1828 West 11th Street, Wilmington, Delaware. Brunch is a part of it. You know what I mean? It's called the Brothers Keeper Tour. So I'll be and shout out to Doug. who put this whole thing together. So I'll be on a panel tomorrow in Wilmington, Delaware. So if you are in the area, or if you want to come in the area tomorrow, that's gonna be dope. My brother's keeper. Yes, I am. What's good, family? Appreciate you pulling up. All right, y'all. Listen, we're gonna do our giveaway, man. We only been here a short time. We're gonna do one. We're gonna give away one $25 worth of Bitcoin. $20 worth of Bitcoin. So here's what you gotta do: put a 1 in the chat. If you want to put into our giveaway, we're gonna do a random wheel spin, and whoever comes up, you will get paid this evening. We started giving away 1 instead of 2 because we gonna our Fridays will be a little bit shorter because we got so much going on. Corey, I heard what you got going on, man, and condolences to you and you and LaJoya. I heard y'all lost a friend, so my condolences.
Yeah. We'll be at a funeral tomorrow instead of a celebration of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My condolences, bro. It's crazy, man. 2023 has just been wicked. I've been to so many funerals, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I was just talking to Mark, who's in the comment about a funeral that a brother that both of us knew. I was just at this funeral a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, yo, I've just been to so many funerals, man. Like young, old, all in between, man. 2023 has been a nasty year. So,
yeah,
shout to anybody.
We've been through a few years of some nasty work.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, man, my condolences to you and the missus, man. Go enjoy a celebration of life. But let me get this wheel up so we can get it popping. First one is Chad. Oh no, Brittany. Oh, actually, let me go back up further. Rochelle's first. Rochelle, I know about. Did I see something on my timeline? I ain't really been on socials a lot, but did you start a new business? I think it's a notary business or something.
No, she's been a notary for years, man.
I saw something, but I saw something on the timeline where she did something.
She was just promoting herself.
All right, well, promote yourself here. Like, let me know what you're doing. I just happened to see it. I was, putting up a meme or something. I drop memes and then disappear. Like, that's what I do. But as I was dropping the meme, I saw like a new picture she had a rugby on with the company name. I was like, oh, she's cooking out here.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go, Rochelle. Like, yeah, but share that with us, man. Make sure you share that. All right, so Brittany is also here.
Brittany is a funny name this week. Brittany's been a hot topic of conversation.
Oh, about Brittany Renner. I would ask your opinion on that, but this ain't that type of show. But it is. I don't care.
I care nothing about Brittany body count, man. People do what they do. Man, I know how people, bro. I've been in so much debauchery in my life that my judgment means absolutely nothing. Right? It means nothing, dog. Like I didn't see, man.
No, I really like. I'm gonna sound like I'm gonna put my tinfoil on, man. CIA has done a number on us, dog. I swear. Every morning I get up, I go to the tweets.
Something else.
Yo, it's something that has black men and women just going at each other, whether it's black man math, black woman math, whether it's the Brittany Renner situation, whether it's what Tyler Perry said. I'm like, somehow every day our folks are just clapping at each other. And I'm like, this is the CIA, yo. Yeah, I know that sounds utterly ridiculous.
You ever been in an argument or in an environment where arguments are going around? You're like, how did I get here? Like, and
that's the internet now. But that's why I spend less time. That's why I go to TikTok and watch people cook food because y'all, because folks is as an aside, I saw the single funniest video of 2023 yesterday. I put it on my Facebook page. I might share that before we do a spin. Cora, when I tell you, I laughed at this video for a good hour. But let me get back to it. Let me put these names up. I got Greg. I got Lorraine. Let's get Lorraine on here. Yeah, that's why I just go to the little comedy stuff now, man, because every day I'm like, and I know I sound ridiculous when I say that. I'm like, yo, the CIA is winning out here, yo.
Yo, crazy. Dan and Tay.
Okay, got you.
Tweet talk.
Raphael is my guy, man. Let me tell you why, man. We talking here. Because he be keeping me abreast of stuff even in Philadelphia that I don't know about. He's like, yo, it's a tech meetup tonight. I'm like, how the hell you know that? But he always sends me information about like black tech stuff, and I'll I appreciate it. Don't ever stop either, bro. Cause I do share that stuff out and send the folks. Because I want us in those spaces. Lynette. Let's see what else we got. Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. That was also like a couple days debate too. Man. Remy, Pat, and Easy.
People get cheated on every day, B. They do, man. Like I don't understand why this is such big news. Like
because their entire brand was Black Love. Like that was literally how they brand. They literally brand themselves.
I mean, they made a bag off of that, though. They made a bag off of it.
They did. So here's the one thing I will say about social, right? And this is why social is funny, because I told you, man, I have made some of my closest folks are people that I literally met online. Like literally, right? And it's interesting because when you share things online, what you're basically doing is you're giving people the ability to comment on your life. So sometimes people will share a lot of things and give people the ability to comment, but then when things go bad, you just want to disappear and not say anything, right? It's like, how many kids have you seen like grow up literally on your timeline?
Oh man, like a generation, like, literal generation.
Yo, you start asking about it, they're like your little, I got like internet nephews and nieces.
Yo, I got like 300 nephews and nieces now.
So I mean that's part of what it is. Like, so as they market themselves with the whole Black love and all that kind of stuff, it's like, yo, now y'all gotta answer these questions, dog.
So I don't know what one thing real fast. All I know is that they was in the news. I never go check the backstory because I really don't care, because I wasn't the one who was, popping Remy. So I don't get it. It wasn't me. So like I try to not involve myself in the personal affairs of married people. You know what I mean? Like, that's whatever they was doing, you know what I mean? And if she was cheating and got caught, so be it. You know what I mean? Now what she did was leave Pat with a decision. You know what I mean? Like, you gonna stay and man up, or
you kept it real simple. Yo, the funniest comment I saw on that, is dude said, I need them to stay together. He said, because I don't want Remy to leave and then go start an OnlyFans page. Because he said, because that will result in me having to have. He said, because that will result in me having to have Tommy John surgery. I saw it on my timeline. I died. All right, but
that's funny. That is absolutely hilarious. That's funnier right here. Right? That's funnier than your pinky reference, dog. You on one tonight, bro.
That wasn't my fault. I saw some. I forgot who said it. But somebody on my timeline said that, and I was like, "Yo, folks are crazy."
Yo, you got.
I'm gonna change that. Let me change that for y'all. My bad. Way to catch that. Yeah, thank you for catching that. When I pull it back up, pause, you're going to see that I changed it. Now, I want to share this one video with y'all just because I saw this video yesterday. My man Jeff showed it to me, and I died laughing for a long period of time.
Oh man!
All right.
Oh man, the internet got giggles.
No, the internet is hilarious. This is the kind of stuff I watch now because I don't want to get into the back and forth.
Oh, I saw this video on your page. This video? Yo, on your page, I was bugging for like 10 minutes.
I shed literal tears. All right, so little context. This sister right here does like food reviews and things like that from her car. She ordered a candy that's supposed to be the most sour candy in the world. It's literally called Black Death. So this is her review of Black Death.
Yes, it is the most sourest candy in the world. Warning, not suitable for anyone under 8 years of age. Let's give them a go. This is how they look, guys. That looks so scary. What does it look like? It's made out of glass and concrete. Let's give it a go. Bismillah. how to describe it. Yeah, feels like there's like a metal rod at the back of my throat. Let's give it a go.
You should try it again.
Yo.
All right, so let me stop sharing that. But bro, when I tell you that I died laughing, I laughed literally for about an hour.
Yo.
Yes, I gave
her
she
was gonna pass out on
camera.
Gave her too many
views. So K Dickey said I went down a rabbit hole of this candy. It was good. Now the funny thing about it though, I ain't gonna lie to you, I straight went on the line like I gotta buy this. And it was sold out everywhere. I was like, yo, see, this is the power of these creators. Shout out to all the black creators out there because we are some creative folks. When I see with these kids, and I say kids because I'm an old man, what they're doing with like TikTok, they're just pure creativity. I'm like, yo, these kids are creative. Like, it's one thing you be want to tell them like, yo, get off that stuff because they spend too much time, but they are so creative. Everybody's so creative. All right, so let me see. But it's sold out everywhere because I was literally gonna order it. But that's the thing though. Everybody wants to try it to see if it's really is whether she was drawn or
no, man.
But
I don't see y'all inquisitive as hell. I'm cool. I'm good, man. Once I see somebody react like that, like she had a seizure on camera, dog.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. I died laughing at that video. I woke up this morning and went back to my page just to watch it again. All right, so I gotta make sure I got the okay from Day and Tan. I said Day and Tan before Dan and Tay. Before I move forward to show that I did move them off the same line. So if y'all good, who is here? Brianna's here. I got LaJoya. Let's see. Let's put Brianna. Brianna's here. All right. I'm gonna give you guys about. Did you check Amazon? I did, right? So they had like a bootleg version of the original one on Amazon. And I ain't gonna front. I may order that too, but I definitely did check.
No bootleg. You gotta get the original.
I need the real deal Holyfield.
Yeah, man, no bootleg.
And that's realer than real deal Holyfield.
No.
All right. So, all right, Pascal. Definitely you forgot Pascal. Make sure I didn't have him up here. All right, so we're gonna do one quick giveaway. Listen, we appreciate you guys. Make sure to check out the most recent episode with our man Vidon. Jamil, I didn't see your name. You're not on the wheel. Let me check and make sure. Well, thank you for letting me know. Rochelle, Brittany, Marchad, Jamil, you right there, bro. You on the Tweet Talk, right there. So you are on the wheel. All right, got it. Whoever wins, remember, let us know that you are still here. Once you let us know that you're still here, we will, send you your stuff this evening. You got to shoot myself, Corey, or By the Hood a message, and we'll get you paid this evening. I'm at JW the Blueprint on everything, including Farmers Only. Or you can shoot it at By the Hood anywhere, or you can email bythehoodllc@gmail.com. Do not forget the LLC.
Or Christian Mingle too.
MDC, Pascal, absolutely appreciate that, man. Shout out to everybody in the MDC. Another class coming up Monday, 6 p.m. Side note, I know I keep saying it, but this Bitcoin class, because again, I was trying to wait till all these events are over. And this next week I'll be in Memphis. Once I'm back from Memphis, we're gonna get busy. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna get busy. Brianna, I agree, way too many funerals this year. 2023 has been crazy. All right, y'all. So good luck. Make sure you check out the podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are not. Take a look at that video, the debate that I put up a couple days ago, and look at the comment section because folks going at it in there, and I just ignore it. Yo, folks be trying to get me to engage in stuff online. You should feel like, and I'll just be, my new John Core. Okay.
Yep. Oh, so you got to where I'm at.
Yeah, two letter responses.
I will okay you to death, yo.
Two letter responses. Yeah, or I hit him with the Tim Tebow. God bless. Yo, folks used to like talk real greasy about Tebow. He would just look at him and say, "God bless."
We knew something we ain't know at the time.
Shout out to Tim Tebow, man. He ain't want to put his teammate on. You put his teammate on, you may not come back no more.
Aaron Hernandez come chop you down.
All right, man. We love y'all, man. Let's get this spin. Let's get this spin and see who's our winner this evening. Good luck to everybody. A lot of names on the wheel this evening. And the winner is Hove, my man. Lorraine is our winner. Lorraine, are you still here? Because if you are not still here, we will move forward. Live trading. So I gotta talk to Tone because Tone does do live trading. I gotta see when he's gonna do another one. But yes, live trading is in the MDC, and the recordings of the live trading on there, so you can see how we break things down. People really be aggressive and in their feelings. Yes, they do. Mark says congrats. Rochelle says congrats. Joy says congrats. Lorraine says, yay. Lorraine, shoot me a message on Facebook, Twitter, anywhere, at By the Hood or at JW the Blueprint. Just make sure I have your, or inbox me on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook too. I'm JW the Blueprint on Facebook as well. Or shoot us an email, bythehoodllc@gmail.com. I'm going to get you paid, for the next 10 minutes if I can. But congratulations to Lorraine, who is our winner this week. Shout out to K Diggy. Listen, we appreciate y'all for tuning in this Friday. Next Friday, we will be back. Greg says congratulations as well. Man, yo, shout out to all my folks out there who be in the real estate streets, like closing deals, and then I go to your social media pages. You don't even talk about it, dog. I'm telling you, man. One of my biggest takeaways from 2023 is that the internet is a second world. People talk about this whole idea of
the Matrix and
the metaverse, but what I realize is it already exists. It's called social media. It's a whole different world, bro. What happens in the real world ain't happening here. Mache, appreciate you, bro. You know what I mean? It's love. All right, y'all. See y'all next Friday. We love y'all. Please stay safe out there. Chaz, I'll be in Memphis. Let me know where to get the grub from. And if y'all in the area tomorrow, Wilmington, Delaware, I'll leave out Sunday morning from Memphis. So, I'm outside, but y'all stay safe. We love y'all. Peace.